So a friend of mine actually showed me this really cool hack on how to make iced coffee at home, and it's simply, you make your brewed coffee and then you add condensed milk. Because I felt like today was kind of an iced coffee day, even though the weather is very gray. Getting there. Even though the weather is really gray, and there is no sunshine in sight, but I figured, why not have iced coffee? Actually, I actually planned on having iced coffee earlier when the sun was still shining, and now it's gone, but we had plans and so we're gonna go through with them regardless. And I guess that's kind of the topic for today's video. I think we're all stirred in. First of all, hi, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today's video is going to be a little bit different, but I feel like I'm saying that every week, and so maybe I should just stop saying that and just go with the flow and see what happens whichever week, and yeah, just roll with it. As you can see, I look a bit different. I'm in a different setting as well. I used to be such a head wrap girl back in the day. I always used to love wearing head wraps, especially to events. So maybe for that reason, but also because I haven't really worn a head wrap in a long time. I've never actually made a video where I'm wearing a head wrap, so I figured today was that day, because we're excited to make this video. Actually pretty good considering I haven't made one of these homemade iced teas in a while. I just wanted to come and make a really quick video. First of all, oh yeah, I didn't mention where I am. So I'm actually sat outside my mom's house, and I really love this corner. So she is a what's the word, she loves gardening and she loves flowers. I'm pretty sure that's where I get my love for flowers from, and I really love this corner because every single time, as in when they first moved into this house, they had maybe 1 or 2 plants, and literally every single time I come home there's a new plant of sorts. And this time that I came back, I found that there was a whole jungle. But I really love this corner, and it's just such a pretty corner. I love that when you come home, it's the first thing that you see. And you sometimes you sat here and had our breakfast or had some tea outside just here on the veranda, and so I thought this would make a really pretty backdrop. And also because I'll be moving again very soon, but I'm going to share more about that in a couple of weeks. But I'll be leaving. This is the last video that I'm going to make for a while anyway, here at my mom's house, and so I figured we can do this for the memories and also for us, and just so you guys have a nice sight, a nice backdrop. It's honestly so pretty. I'm going to miss this little corner, but then I also have a chance to make a space like this of my own, and I'm also excited for that. But like I said, that's going to be a whole other video. I'm not going to talk more on that today. But what I wanted to share on is just that I'm very excited to announce that I am finally blogging again. Some of you might know that I have a blog, some of you might not have an idea. I don't even know how many people are still reading blogs nowadays. It's one of those things that everyone was doing and then no one was doing. And honestly, for me, it was never really about what was trending. As in, I didn't stop blogging to start YouTube, for instance. I always wanted to do them hand in hand, and my YouTube channel was always meant to be just like an extension of my blog. My blog was sort of like my online journal. There was a lot that I shared on there. So I've recently been editing my blog and just going through old posts and like just doing minor edits. So not really doing much, just mainly looking at the flow of things and the alignments and pictures, and making sure that there was just general cohesiveness on my blog, and just making sure that everything sort of made sense. I didn't really delete that many posts. I sort of kept it as is, like I said, with just a few minor edits. But one of the, where was I going with this comment? There was something that I thought of, where I was going. Oh my goodness. I was trying to say that, oh yeah, like the reason why I stopped blogging. So it was never that I stopped and decided to quit entirely. If you read my last blog post, it's almost like I just dropped my pen and off the face of the earth, and it disappeared, and I just disappeared along with it. But it was just that life got so crazy and so hectic. I was way too overwhelmed. I was too busy with work and life, and so many changes happening all the time that I just didn't have the time. And it was really funny because when I first went off to start the job that I had last, so working at the outdoor center, and working in the outdoors, and going back to Mukushi, because I was in Osaka and then I went back to Mukushi, and I really truly believed that that would be a great move for me in my creativeness. I thought that I would have so much time to just make videos and blog all the time in my free time, because I would have so much free time, and that just wasn't the case. I was much busier than I'd ever been. I didn't have a lot of free time, and any free time that I had, I just wanted to rest and recuperate, because I was going into another busy week or season or whatever. So I just didn't have time for blogging and doing all of the creative things that I loved, honestly, which was a sad situation, but it kind of just was what it was. And I was always trying to like change things up, and it never really was the way I wanted it to look, and so that became frustrating as well. And then I went into a time where I was just like, it was, even me taking that job was a real financial step down, especially in the beginning. So I just couldn't justify paying for my blog platform subscription, and so I sort of had to let that go, as hurtful as it was. And it actually ended up that my blog domain name was taken over by some random Chinese company. I don't even know what they do, so if you look at my old blog name, you'll find some funny Chinese site. I have no idea what they do. I've never tried to translate it. It just somehow went, and that was that. And so I then went through a whole phase of trying to discover, like, do I want to continue in the same sort of way that I was going, or what kind of name do I want to give my blog? And that was a whole process that took me ages to figure out, only for me to come back full circle and say, listen, I'm just gonna keep the same domain, and just change the extension. So instead of it being a .com, it's now a .org. And I figured, well, that's quite nice, because we're kind of now like a community. Well, I wanted to sort of stepping into being more of a community platform, as opposed to just being my online journal. So that's a bit of a change. And then I also was sorting out all the different it was a lot of different things. Even as I was trying to sort it out and rearrange everything, it was a struggle for me to figure out whether a particular post deserved to be in the work category, or if it should be in the love category, or if it should be in the learning and growth. It was just a lot, and I even trying to come up with the names of those different categories took so much time. And I know if you were to go on my blog now, you would probably wonder why it took so long for me to edit, but I promise you, it's been a lot of hard work. Trying to find a theme that works is a lot, because you have to go through themes upon themes upon themes, and then try and customize it and see if it works with your blog. And then you have to, it's just like all the different things and all the different, a particular, I don't want to go too much into all the details, but it's kind of like, you go into a store and you are trying to really redesign your living room and you find curtains, or you find like a section, or you find a style that you want to go with, and that's great, but then it's like, do these curtains go? Is this the right couch? Is this the right fit? Can all of these things fit in one place? Do we have to take anything out? And so it's a whole process of trial and error and editing and aligning everything and just making sure that it actually makes sense. And one thing that I wanted it to do was to make sense, because before, honestly, it was a bit all over the place, and I felt, I had to try and see it from the point of view of someone else visiting my blog as opposed to me seeing it, because obviously I knew what everything was and where to find everything, but then I had to try and see it through the eyes of somebody else. So what it's like when you step onto the site, and how easy is it for you to navigate it and for you to follow and find what you're looking for. So that was a lot of hard work as well, and then also just making sure that I didn't double assign a post to a particular category. So I mean, that's really hard to do, because sometimes I was thinking this is a lot to do with faith, but then it's also a lot to do with work, and I what I used to do is I would put it in both and say, hey, listen, if you're looking for something on faith, you're gonna find this post here. But then I was reading up somewhere, and I remember someone had shared how it's not a good thing to do, because then people are trying, or they want to look for something different, and then they're finding the same post, and that can be frustrating for a reader. And so I really just had to sort of throw things into the one that fitted best, even though it kind of is like a whole lot of everything. So that's where we're at, and I'm actually very, very close to being done. It's not 100% where I want it to be, and I honestly had that temptation. I was thinking maybe I should wait to do this video, just in case I can get it into a better, just in case I want to switch things up again, or I will be able to get things a little bit better sorted and arranged. But then I figured, it's actually in a really good space right now, and it's looking pretty good. It's feeling pretty good to me. I'm very happy with how it's looking and everything, and I figured, why not just go with it and share with all of you that might be readers too, or maybe you are a blog reader. I don't even know how many people are reading blogs these days. I personally love to read blogs just about as much as I like to watch YouTube videos. So for me, it's something that I enjoy, and it's just a way of you sort of seeing maybe the same kind of things that I talk about, but then in a form that you can read. And then there's also going to be a whole lot more things that I'm going to be adding as we go along. So right now it's sort of like just the basic framework with all of my old posts, but I'm actually going to be adding a lot more things that are community based. So perhaps it will be a shop, or it will but a lot of things are to do with travel and just ways of helping you travel. One of my most asked for posts, it's one of those things that I did. So when I traveled to Zanzibar with my husband and a couple of friends, I had done a blog post where I talked about the costs of everything and how much I actually spent on that trip. And I just thought, well, it'll be just one of those things that people might find useful if they're looking for this kind of thing. And I guess a few people did read it, or maybe had seen that I had posted about it. Not that I'd forgotten about it, because I really enjoyed doing that post, and because obviously, coming from a professional financial background, I'd like to share these kind of things. I like to play with numbers, and so I thought that's kind of a fun way. So I actually now have a section dedicated to budgets, and particularly travel budgets. But then, like I was trying to say, it's actually the post that a lot of people have come back to ask me about. So in the past, not that I've had that many, maybe I've had about 5 people, friends of mine or acquaintances, come in and say, hey, did you write a post on this, because I'm planning a trip to Zanzibar and I'd like to read up about it. And I'm like, hey, actually I did. And so I'm actually it gave me quite a lot of encouragement to know that other people maybe might have read it, or that they remember that I had done something like that. And I feel like that's something that's really practically helpful, as opposed to just being like an online journal, you know. So I'm very excited to have things like that out there as well. Anyway, I've been talking for way too long, and I don't have any time this week or today, but I really want to post this video today, so I don't want to spend too much time editing it, so I'm gonna sign off here. But yeah, if you're interested in checking out my blog, then please do. I'm going to leave a link to it down in the description, and if there's a particular thing or topic that you would want me to talk about or share, or something that you feel will be quite useful for me to do on my blog, then please feel free to leave a comment down below on what that is, and I'll see and I'll try as much as possible to accommodate that on my blog. Before I sign off though, I wanted to share something really exciting. So I like, as you know, I like to focus on, or like time to time I say it like it's a thing. I've done it maybe twice now, but showing you guys Zambian owned or Zambian based companies, and just sharing their products with you. Now this one I haven't actually had the chance to try yet, but I really wanted to share it, and hopefully it goes well. Maybe I'll leave a comment myself once I've tried these, because I'll be trying these as I'm editing. But I got this box of chocolate, which is from Peponi, I think that's how you pronounce it, and this is they're chocolate artisans, so they make what do they call them, like different little chocolate bars, and they also have like chocolate slabs, but then obviously it's like well crafted chocolates, and they're what can I say, they're lots of different and really interesting looking. I don't know about the taste, but definitely look, I'm pretty sure they taste good, but they look really amazing, and they are handcrafted chocolates. I'll just read what's on the back while you look at the front over here. So they say they're a bunch of very serious chocolate makers. From harvesting the cacao beans to molding the finished chocolate, only the finest ingredients and best chocolate making practices are used to bring this box of chocolate together. To top it all, our carbon miles are relatively low, as we source most of the raw materials locally and regionally, and the packaging is biodegradable. Please enjoy, and then follow us on Instagram. Ooh, that's really cool. So it says this chocolate was freshly made from whole beans and fresh ingredients here in Zambia, and contains no preservatives, artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners. Please consume within 2 weeks of purchase. That's really cool. And then here on the back they've also got this cool little cycle of like how they I've actually not looked at that. So it's just talking about the cycle of how it gets from the bean to the bar, and I think that is so cute. That's really nice. But anyway, I'm very excited to go and try these, and I think it's something that you could try as well. But I would definitely leave a comment below, or a comment in the description as to what I would actually what I actually think about them. But I'm pretty sure that I'm going to like them, because it's chocolate and it's Zambian, and they look pretty good, so I'm pretty sure that they're going to be amazing. So please do check them out. But as for this video, I will be seeing you guys very soon, and yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.